Wow. Look at what's on the bottom of this deck. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like there's two sides to every situation. We are in physical reality here. You know, it's the principle of polarity. Okay. So there's opposites. Everything is dual and everything has its poles. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. That's kind of a lot. Let me take these. Oh. King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Fool. Okay. What I'm getting is that there's an energy that has some sort of decision to make. I feel like they're alone, maybe thinking about their next moves, keeping things maybe to themselves at this time. I feel like they're a bit withdrawn, or you could be withdrawn. The Hermit also talks about sharing wisdom. The Fool represents some sort of like free-spirited energy. It talks about something maybe even innocent or naive. It also talks about being free from circumstances or situations, right? I'm getting the Ten of Wands next. So I feel like there is this like energy of understanding that there's burdens, but they don't need to be yours. I feel like this is letting you know that you are working towards something that is going to build towards something that is grander, something that has a lot of growth. I feel like you're focused on your growth and development. I feel like you're also strengthening maybe your abilities to communicate and, you know, have the ability to see things from both sides, but yet remain objective, unbiased even. But, you know, you not having an opinion one way or the other, you know, and having something be right or wrong helps you to see things from a much higher perspective. Maybe you can see things from a high perspective because you've experienced a lot of things in your life. And as a result, you have overcome those things as well. So we're going to get some more on this. Okay. Just please use your discernment to know if this is for you. This is a collective reading. Okay, Seven of Cups. If you'd like to book a personal, check out betweenbothworlds.org. Just know that you're divinely protected and loved. And we are surrounded in divine white light. So it is and so it will be. All right. Wow. We have some shit going down here. Big time. All right. I feel like you're free from these burdens and you're also protected from them. I feel like somebody is needing maybe a place to stay. I feel like someone may not be able to, maybe they're contemplating going towards something different. Maybe they don't have much at this time. I don't know. There's some sort of like weird energy I'm getting with this. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is kind of where we started. All right, so let's talk about this a bit. Seven of Cups. So I feel like someone's evaluating their options. Okay, I feel like whatever they've experienced has been extremely painful. Okay, so I feel like somebody close to them stabbed them in the back, or maybe this is you feel stabbed in the back. I feel like there's some sort of downfall playing out, or some sort of rude awakening, something so strong. I feel like it's a truth. There's like a realization here. And I'm getting like whatever this is, it's catastrophic to some extent for whoever's energy I'm picking up on. Meaning like it's something like if someone is unwilling to make changes in their life, I feel like whatever this is going to force some sort of change. All right. I feel like change is needed. The Moon card certainly maybe I'm getting like there's some things that are coming out of the dark and into the light. Like this, something's being illuminated. Maybe what this couple did for money. Okay, I feel like it's coming out, whatever this is. I feel like this also can represent like evidence of something. I feel like something might very well be exposed. Okay. So with this Tower, I feel like maybe the person, I feel like there's somebody who knows what, somebody's into or what somebody does behind closed doors and maybe released a secret. Okay. And it's created a massive ending, or there's been some sort of like, someone has been holding on to something and it's been burdening them for quite some time. I feel like the truth is finally being revealed. And I'm getting like someone's feeling a bit like, I wasted my time here, or feeling like there's some sort of being left out, or I don't know. The energy of this Knight of Pentacles is like, maybe it wasn't such a great investment after all. Maybe they did it thinking they were going to build finances or some sort of stability here, but all it did was bring them heartache, pain, and suffering is what I'm getting. I feel like somebody may feel like the investment they made wasn't really what they thought, and maybe they want to have some sort of new beginning with someone else. Maybe this is representing their perception of abundance or happiness even. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Three of Swords, yeah. I feel like someone betrayed somebody. That's what I'm getting here. Someone's heartbroken, or someone broke their own heart. They could be realizing this now. I feel like there's somebody who can't ignore the truth of the situation as well. Okay, so I feel like there's someone may be like withdrawn even. Oh boy. Someone's trying to figure out like how are they going to pay for things. I'm getting like Eight of Pentacles in the mid position, so I'm telling like it has something to do with it's got to be like work related, or maybe feeling like they don't have what they need, and so they've stayed there past their welcome, or stayed too long, or trying to figure out what their next step is. I feel like, yeah, there's contemplation here with the Hanged Man. This is kind of like maybe someone has to like leave something behind. Maybe somebody has to leave things behind that they accumulated with this energy. Maybe they're not allowed to take it with them. I'm getting the Hermit, right? We saw this also at the bottom of the deck. I'm getting like this person is having to do some reflection, having to go within, finding a way to like connect and get some guidance here. They could be praying, or they could just be contemplating and thinking about things. I feel like there's some energy that feels a bit stuck and stagnant and not sure which direction to take. So I feel like maybe someone's like alone. Someone maybe has isolated and now are alone, and maybe no one's heard from them, or someone may have like lost a job, maybe someone did something at work. I don't know. Okay, we'll get more on this. This is the first round. So here, there we go. All right, so did somebody not make a wise investment? Yes. Okay, so I feel like there's an evaluation of, what energy has been put towards certain things and it not working out. Okay, so I feel like that's what they're thinking about. I don't know. I don't see any cups here. The only cups I see are the many cups, which would be the Seven of Cups. I feel like there's some sort of obsession with something, maybe about how something feels to somebody. I feel like, having a lot of options presents some sort of feeling that this person gets that they can't get elsewhere or for themselves. So they have to like potentially have many things, have many options, that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting like there's a heavy focus here on like like massive ending here. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Tower. So something major is coming to an end. I feel like somebody feels maybe stuck behind or left behind or burdened or, you know, unsure about how you're free and clear, and everything they are experiencing are maybe what they wished for you. Seven of Wands is also representing like you're protected on your path. Like, you know, these obstacles, you know, you can use these, you know, to get yourself out of a situation instead of complaining about it, like make it work for you. There's also that energy. I feel like somebody is taking this whole experience as like, this is all happening to me, not for me. So I feel like, you know, this not working out is for them. I feel like they have a choice here. They have a direction to take. They can either stay where they're at and continue to experience these things, or they can make changes in their life, okay? 6 Swords, right? So I feel like there's a Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I feel like someone is truly seeing themselves maybe for the first time, or they're still at their games. I'm getting like this, the Knight of Swords in reverse is kind of like a bully, someone who abuses their communication skills, someone who, you know, slanders, defames, uses words to hurt and inflict pain. I feel like somebody's like secrets are being revealed. I feel like they can't hide behind anything anymore. So I'm getting like someone's secrets are being revealed. Okay. All right. So someone is coming forward with some truth. 6 of Pentacles. Maybe about what was going on behind the scenes. Maybe in a past cycle. I feel like this is what maybe has created some sort of ending. Somebody was giving to multiples for money. Okay, so maybe somebody was having sex for money is what I'm getting. This could be with a partner, or this could be outside of something. Okay, High Priestess energy. So there's secrets here. Hidden. This is what's hidden is coming to the light. All right. The Wheel of Fortune and the World card. Yeah, they did this. Oh my gosh, is what I'm getting. What I'm getting is that they would find people to do this with, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune, all right? So I'm getting that this is like, I feel like they did this on the internet, okay? So they may have like had a channel. I feel like the person who they thought was going to bring them all that they desired was the one that actually betrayed them. Okay, it's like they're with the enemy the whole time. I feel like they're realizing this. Wow. That's this Tower here. That's the Ace of Swords. Like there's nothing but pain and suffering here. Right? All they're doing is playing games with one another, right? It's like, oh, I'll cut you, and then, you know, let me cut you back. Like, there's just like this tit for tat. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles in the Tower. I'm getting this is like, you know, the pendulum swings, right? I feel like, then I have a High Priestess and the Moon. Yeah, I guess somebody realized there's some sort of like balance is being restored. I feel like they're being seen for who they are, as well as you being seen for who you are. Wow. No shit. That's the Ace of Swords for you. Okay. Everyone's realizing this person is a pathological liar, and they're bitter, they're angry, and they're offensive, and they're just mean-spirited, okay? I feel like everybody's seeing clearly who's who now, all right? So there's that. 4 of Cups, yeah. I would say, you know, this is maybe what Nine of Wands, okay. I feel like they're bummed out because of where it landed them, but they're not bummed out because of how it might have made people feel. So I feel like these cups are spilled because this person doesn't really, either they're not in touch with their emotions, or they're not really empathic to anyone else's, or even compassionate towards anyone else's feelings. It's more about like what position they have. I feel like this is someone who climbs the ladder, the social ladder, okay, and will kind of play emotional games with people to do it. I feel like some of that's being revealed here. Yeah, I feel like there's a need to kind of like never take accountability for anything. So if they're ever, you know, told to do something, or if anything's brought to their attention about maybe them hurting somebody or lying, like if they're ever corrected, I feel like they automatically redirect it and blame the other person. I don't feel like they provide truth. In fact, they love it when people are confused, and they love to change a situation into something about them with the Two of Swords. I feel like there's a lot of like mental difficulty here. Like I'm seeing like the white t-shirt, and this guy's got like a darker t-shirt. I feel like they're not able to reconcile their mindset. Like I feel like there's a lot of back and forth energy here. Very difficult to make a decision maybe. Feeling confused. Someone feels confused. Maybe they're realizing they had something confused, or maybe they're seeing you in a different way and are now confused. I feel like they're confused about how the hell you got out of the situation they put you in. That's what they're confused about. They're like, how did they do it? Okay? They want to know how you got away. How you got away from their grips. How did you somehow escape? How did you escape the plan? How did you escape the plot that they set for you? Okay. Yeah, look at, because now they realize who you are. All right. And the blessing lies with you, right? You loving yourself is, you know, something that they can't take from you. They thought that they could. They thought that by treating you poorly, and really being emotionally immature about a situation, you know, was, you know, maybe something they grew up in, and maybe they didn't know any different because they didn't have any good examples to go by. Maybe they're a bit envious because maybe you do have a nice family unit, and so maybe they felt some sort of way when it comes to this. Maybe they felt a bit insecure, or they didn't know how to handle it. Maybe they sabotaged this because they're having a hard time loving themselves. I feel like there's a need for like self-love here. I'm getting like, you know, there's love here, but I feel like their emphasis is really on the abundance. So they may feel a bit like sorry about how things ended up for them, but I'm not sure that they really feel bad about how you might have been affected. I feel like we'll get more information on this, but I feel like they're more concerned about having access to your stability and security and, you know, your foundation. I feel like you have something they don't have now. Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Damn. Like, this is like you come correct kind of energy. Like if you don't speak the truth, like the Queen of Swords is going to cut you out. I feel like this energy might be afraid. Okay. Ace of Cups. Yeah. All right. Let's see what this is. Queen of Cups in the reverse. All right. So the reality of the situation is they chose, I'm getting like, there was some sort of like rose-colored glasses when it came to this Queen of Cups in reverse that they were giving to behind the scenes, okay? Possibly in a work situation with the Knight of Pentacles, okay? I feel like maybe they thought this was love, but I'm getting that there was a lot of manipulation done, mind control manipulation, a lot of lies, slandering, you know, just telling somebody what they want to hear. I feel like they promised them some sort of like abundance or inheritance or some sort of like financial gift or access, but I feel like they never got it. Okay, I feel like they're like, okay, so I'm going to invest a little bit of love energy over here in hopes to like, this is going to be a better situation for me. I feel like they're now waking up to the fact that it was an illusion. It was fake. This Queen of Cups in the reverse was fake. There's no money and there's no love. The Lovers. They had a choice in love and they're in a nightmare. Eight of Wands. They're constantly thinking, maybe even trying to see if they can message somebody. I feel like they want to message and take action. Or there's information being spread about them. They may want to get to you first so that they can tell you their story. I feel like there's some sort of passion coming towards you. What is this? Yeah, the Sun card. All right. Yeah, clarity. Yeah, somebody wants to clear the air. Page of Pentacles, maybe even show you something. Empress energy. They are not intending for you to really, truly understand the whole situation. I feel like there's still this like needing to use your own discernment in the situation. Yeah. Because this is what's behind all this is the Star, the Ace of Wands, and the Devil. Okay, so I feel like you can't trust whatever this is. Okay, they need you to focus on what you're here to do, and this is an attempt to kind of like stop you in your tracks. Okay, I feel like somebody wants to come towards you and stop you in your tracks. All right. They clearly see who you are. Okay. The Sun, the Star, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. You are definitely here to create. All right. On a very like beautiful scale in whatever way that is. And yeah, there's energy that doesn't want this to happen. Okay. Where are these going? I'm not quite sure. Okay. I feel like this, whatever, you know, potential, you know, action that might want to be coming towards you, I feel like you see it coming my way. Okay. Six of Cups. I feel like there might be some sort of like bringing somebody something nice that they know that they like, or flowers or something, and wanting to like bring an offering like a truce, because they are experiencing blockages in their life. And they think if they come towards you and apologize and offer some sort of truth, that their karma in difficult situations and blockages will go away. Yeah, they see you as very abundant, stable, secure. You have the vibe, all right? I feel like you clearly are the one that they're realizing that they fumbled the bag with. I feel like they're having a hard time dealing with their karma at this time. They're refusing to wake up. They're refusing their awakenings. So I feel like they're also realizing that there could be some sort of like spiritual jail or physical jail going on with this Queen of Cups, or there's legal issues, or there will be, or I'm afraid that like this Queen of Cups is like knowing that this person wants to come back towards you because things are falling apart there. And I feel like this Queen of Cups wants to sabotage. So I feel like she's behind a lot of what's been going on. So I feel like that Ten of Swords energy is because she wants to sabotage what this person might be able to do in the future. So that's why things are coming out into the open. We have the Devil here. Six of Wands. So this is somebody wanting to win at all costs. Okay, this Queen of Cups in the reverse wants to win at all costs. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, we have a King of Wands. I feel like she has somebody on the side. Yeah, maybe somebody at work, maybe someone who's a boss. Maybe she is messing with the boss, or someone who's got some sort of authority. Someone who's seen as an authority. There's some sort of authority figure coming in here, and I'm getting work. Okay. Could be fire sign energy. All right. Okay. Five of Cups. Maybe it's something that they very well could be associated to a group that practices things with one another. Maybe the circles are representing like some sort of coven of some kind, or some sort of going to somebody who's like a spiritualist. I don't know. Okay. We'll see. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. The Magician. Eight of Swords. I feel like somebody may be facing some sort of like energy of feeling stuck, maybe not sure how to get out of a situation. Maybe they're heavily in their thoughts, and maybe they're ruminating about the past, or ruminating about things that have been done. I feel like they're recognizing that they've got limitations here, and maybe they're trying to figure out a way out of a situation. I'm getting, you know, this King of Swords very much could be, you know, someone who is maybe associated with this group too, that might know the truth. Okay. And maybe, you know, they remember you in a good light. And so whatever was said about you might have been quite a stretch. And so, but they believed it because they were associated with this person in some way, shape, or form. That's for somebody. Yeah, I would say, you know, the Seven of Pentacles is really speaking to me. I feel like this person doesn't feel like anything really goes their way. I feel like they're not really making good decisions and choices for themselves because it's not really aligned. So it's almost like the reaping what you sow energy. So if you're gonna like, you know, wish hell on earth for somebody, you know, specifically, then, you know, you're not going to experience the best situation for yourself, because that's what you're calling into your reality. You know, for you to wish something like that out, you're matching that vibration. And so it's a basic, you know, principle here, you know, on earth, is to, you know, everything is in a vibration. Okay. So I feel like this vibration and this vibration is very different. You can visually see the difference between, you know, the ability to work with our thoughts to create our reality. I feel like someone has created their own reality and they're not being responsible about it, or responsible for it. All right, because, you know, the next card is the Magician, which is, you know, one who creates. Okay, so you have a choice from how you create, you know, from where you create, okay, and where you manifest, and what you put out into the universe you receive back. So these are core laws that apply here, and I feel like someone may be learning through this process. Maybe they didn't quite understand all of this, and maybe this is something that's coming to light as a spiritual lesson. Five of Swords. Yeah, there is that energy, those thoughts, those intentions, that gossip energy, that slandering energy that you put out into the universe. You're matching that vibration. And so it's like, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. I feel like this person is experiencing what they've done unto themselves. Knight of Cups. Yeah, there is this energy of like, thinking that, you know, all is forgotten. And I would say that's not the case. I feel like it's because they feel stuck in a situation, and they may not want something to end with you, but I'm getting like they're stuck like Chuck and you're not giving a fuck. Sorry for my French, but it's a little exclamation point to this reading. I feel like you're moving on and you're embracing what's ahead and you're not looking back. Okay? So you understand that this is something that this person has created for themselves. Okay, look at surrounded by the swords, and having to, you know, someone might very much be wanting a distraction from what they've created. They don't want to deal with their situations, their responsibilities. And so they like to play around because that makes them kind of feel good about where they're at in life. I feel like this Queen of Wands energy, I feel like there's something for you to share, and you're going to need to make a big decision coming soon about what you're here to create and manifest and put into practice. Like, this is practicing a craft. This is practicing what you're here to do as part of your purpose. This is you know, in tune with your spiritual path, and you're inspired. You're an inspired energy. Okay, I have a King of Cups here. That's kind of like looking back in this direction. Okay, because I feel like they're watching you. There's someone watching you and your moves. Okay, and what direction you're taking. I feel like there's somebody kind of like just overseeing the situation here. Okay. Who is this Emperor? We have an Emperor as well. King of Cups. King of Cups. King of Swords. King of Cups. And the Emperor. Okay. So I feel like there's definitely somebody here who sees a lot of maybe you and them with the Two of Wands. Okay, there might be a need to move in a new direction. I feel like this energy might come in. They very much can be inspired by you, admire you from afar. I feel like there's something being decided upon, and there is this like emotional offer here. There's also like, you know, this father figure here. So this would be someone who is definitely very strong energy, very protective energy, as well as, you know, someone who makes wise investments, someone who's very strong and has courage. Okay, they're confident. Okay, I feel like there's this understanding of maybe like what you've been through. Maybe they've reached some sort of forgiveness and strength for themselves based on what they've been through. There could be this energy of like wanting to kind of like work through the relationships that were very difficult. I feel like there could be some sort of like common ground here. Maybe they see some sort of like, oh, I've been through this too, and oh, so did I. Like, I feel like there very much could be similarities here. And you have to persevere through these things. Like, you have to like, you know, fight, you know, within yourself. You've got to find some sort of balance. You've got to, you know, find a way to kind of like, you know, find new cups and fill them yourself, right? And that takes courage, okay? There very much could be energy about that too. All right, temperance, yeah. Finding harmony and balance and peace, right? Choosing peace, knowing that like sometimes letting something go is your peace. Walking away from something is your peace, okay? I feel like justice is playing out, and, you know, there is some sort of ruling in your favor. I feel like you were the one that chose peace. Instead, they tried to create some sort of demise. And so you're not the same in that regard. Everybody has free will choices, and there is this thing called universal law and the laws of man that apply here. So someone could very much be getting some sort of information when it comes to justice in their life playing out. I feel like maybe there was something that somebody was hiding. I feel like they're having to pull back and kind of reflect and see where there are some adjustments that can be made in their life, because I feel like, let's see, Page of Wands in the reverse. I feel like they may not want anyone to know about this, okay? Two of Cups, okay? They don't want people to know about what they did with a third party. They're trying to hide this secret still. Page of Wands. I feel like, but it's going to be public, okay? It's going to be documented in public. It might actually involve the law. So Page of Swords is, you know, this is like some sort of violation of a contract, a violation of a law, or something when it comes to like some sort of like evidence. I'm getting that the Page of Swords is like research, evidence, information. I feel like, oof, what is this? Queen of Swords. Might have something to do with trying to shut somebody up. Might have something to do with, you know, slandering somebody, defaming somebody, cyber bullying somebody, trying to create an ending for somebody. Yeah, I feel like there's evidence here of something weird. I feel like it's something weird. Yeah, I feel like it has to do with somebody's, you know, independence, not wanting somebody to move on and be independent and abundant. So it would be something that somebody does for their work, their job. They also didn't want them to celebrate or have any kind of like commitment in their life. So someone plotted and planned to break up a relationship, and then attack somebody, okay, and their character. Yeah, the Chariot. Woo, 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 woo. And their purpose. So there's like this energy. I feel like it might be a couple. I feel like this is who we're talking about. Remember how I said there was like a coven or some sort of group? Okay, they would do, oh my gosh, I can't even, I'm going to just do this, okay? So we have the High Priestess and the Moon, okay? So this is telling me that there was action taken okay, using occult practices, all right, by a group and a masculine. They did this with one another, okay, for the sake of dark magic. And that's what's coming to light. And I feel like how it comes out is going to be interesting. I feel like they attempted to keep you from being in your purpose, speaking your truth, having any clarity at all. I feel like they tried to affect your business. They didn't want you to be successful and move on from them. I feel like they tried to also make you feel like you weren't good enough, strong enough, so that you wouldn't accept a even-keeled relationship or commitment. I'm also getting that they tried to prevent you from being in your purpose as the magician. I feel like they saw your power before you did. I feel like, you know, don't worry, be happy. I feel like you're going to be, someone's going to need to make changes in their life. But what I'm getting is that, like, there's this energy of someone, you know, who has figured out the earthly realm, who very much could be a hierophant, some sort of spiritual leader, who is seeing you in this situation and potentially, you know, helping you to free yourself from this experience and see that what the lessons were in all of this for you, and for you to kind of use these as a way to provide some sort of better situation for yourself, possibly maybe even teach or share with others. And I feel like this is going to put you in a very stable and secure position. So I feel like not only are you being guided, okay, to use this as a foundation for something that was intended to create harm, but you are using it to have the intention of a connection with the divine. So it's kind of like all their plots and plans backfired and it actually benefited you instead of taking you out. So that's it. Mic drop. I'm out of cards here. I'm out of cards. All right. So I'm going to end it here. I feel like things are all kind of coming out into the surface. Okay. Things are coming to the surface. Okay. Whether people want them to come to the surface or not. And, you know, it is what it is. And just kind of, you know, sit back, relax, listen to your spirit guides and your spirit team and your ancestors. If they're telling you to move a certain direction, then pay attention to the messages. Okay. If you need confirmation or if you need help, call me or go on the website and book a personal. Okay. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. And this karmic energies and cycles being closed are, I mean, here's the thing, like some of this stuff has been like going on for years. Okay. So I feel like some of you are like over it. But again, like it's all happening, you know, according to the cause and effect. Okay. The law of cause and effect. It's a principle of the 7 Hermetic principles, but every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens accordingly to law. Change is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Okay? All right, so there's moderation needed here. There's peace. All right. Praying for your peace and happiness and a new beginning and a fresh start for all of you. See you on the next one.